Hi everybody, welcome to Mondays with Mark. Today we're going to be discussing what happens with the foot when you walk and run. Specifically, we will address what happens during pronation and what happens during supination and so-called normal gait. So the bones in the foot that are most important with running and walking is one, the calcaneus, 2, the talus, 3, the navicular, and 4, the cuboid. Why are those bones important? Those bones are important because they are related to what happens during pronation and supination. So when you land on your heel, typically you land on the outside of your heel. When you pronate, the calcaneus everts. When the calcaneus everts, the talus medially rotates, and so does the navicular. And as you can see, if I evert the calcaneus, the tibia and the fibula will also rotate. That's why there's a kinetic chain reaction up the leg when you pronate in the foot that leads to tibial rotation, femoral rotation, and iliac rotation. When the navicular, the talus and the calcaneus everts and medially rotates, there are a number of tendons that attach to the medial side of the foot, the posterior tibialis, the flexor hallucis longus, and the flexor digitorum. They all run on the medial side of the foot and up the ankle. So when you medially rotate like that in pronation, you stress those tendons, and when you stress those tendons, they lead to tendinitis of those particular tendons. If you are a person who lands on the midfoot, forefoot, you don't get as much stress in the calcaneus, but you do get stress in the cuboid and the fifth metatarsal. So one thing I just want to point out is that there's normal pronation and there's excessive pronation. With normal pronation, when you put your heel down and you come onto your forefoot, that's normal pronation. What is not good and what we don't want is excessive pronation. So when you put your heel down, bring your forefoot down, and you make contact, if you go past neutral and all of the things that we discussed earlier happens, that's what we want to control. And so that's what happens when you want to control that. You use an orthotic. So the thing that is important to remember, most people think you block normal motion of your foot when you use an orthotic. When you use an orthotic, you are just trying to control excessive pronation. So normal pronation, excessive pronation. We want to control that excessive pronation because any joint in your body, when you take it through an excessive motion, causes stress and causes inflammation and causes injury. The next time we'll talk about what happens in supination and what stresses the lateral side of the foot. Okay? Thanks for tuning in and see you next time.